Hey, I'm Chris. This is MMA for you. I'm going to be doing my predictions for Bellator 144, Halsey versus Carvalho, which happens on October 23rd. As far as the card goes, the prelims, not that good. The main card's good in the sense that you have people you want to see. There is a really good fight between Isao Kobayashi versus Goiti Yamauchi. I think that's going to be solid. But, MVP Michael Venom Page is fighting. But the guy he's fighting, he's not that great. Brennan Ward's fighting against a guy he's probably going to beat. Halsey versus Carvalho is a good fight. Because Carvalho's solid, but Halsey I think is really good. Let me just get to the... let's just get right to it. Okay, in the main event for the vacant middleweight title, Brandon Halsey fights Rafael Carvalho. Now, the thing with Halsey is that he was the previous middleweight champion. He missed weight when he fought Kendall Grove, beat him, but lost the actual title. So now this is his fight to get it back. So Halsey has a 9-0 undefeated record, 2 wins by KO TKO, 4 wins by sub, 29 years old. He's going to be the shorter fighter at 6 foot, training out of HB Ultimate. He's a former Bellator middleweight champion. Strong wrestler. Where did he graduate from? Is it Cal State Fresno, Cal State Bakersfield, or he has a really strong wrestling background. Really good ground and pound, and his overall Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game is good. I remember he got this really nice transition to an armbar against one of his opponents recently. Gets a pretty solid fighter too. I totally forgot his name. He works in a good arm triangle as well. And his stand-up's improving, and he's just really aggressive and always pushing forward. The weight issue is probably the only thing I'd really watch out for with Halsey. He's a big middleweight. Rafael Carvalho, 11-1 record, 9 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by decision, 29 years old. He's 6'3", on a 10-fight win streak. Was recently beating Joe Schilling in a fight where he actually grinded out the decision. His Muay Thai's good, he's relatively heavy-handed, and actually has an average grappling game. With that said, I say this all the time, and I'm not really going to stray away from it. I think Brandon Halsey is the best middleweight prospect outside the UFC. I think he is probably the best middleweight prospect out there as far as an up-and-coming prospect. Like a non-truly established top 10 guy. I like what I see from him. I think his wrestling, really good stuff. His overall ground game, he's real physical, real aggressive. I think he can take down Carvalho consistently, pound him out, get dominant positions, and probably get the finish. I'm going to go with Brandon Halsey by submission, maybe like a rear naked choke, maybe an arm triangle or something in transition. Brandon Halsey by submission. Next fight after that, Dennis Olson fights Brennan Ward. Olson, 14-9 record, 1 win by TKO, 9 wins by sub. Has 4 losses by KO TKO and 3 losses by sub. He's trading losses and wins right now. Most recently getting knocked out by Paul Daly. I think it's a TKO, loss. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game is good. His wrestling, average. It's not bad, but it's not great. Stand-up, relatively weak. His stand-up defense isn't that good. He's a guy that gets hit clean, gets rocked a couple times and dropped. Brennan Ward, 11-3 record, 7 wins by KO or TKO, 3 wins by sub. He has 2 losses by submission. 27 years old on a 2-fight win streak. He's a good boxer with real heavy hands, to the point where he actually gets real sloppy. And he'll admit it, too, in post-fight interviews. It's just like, I want to get that knockout so bad that I start brawling. He's super aggressive and a good wrestler, too, actually. Actually has a decent back take game. Don't really see why Brennan Ward can't just keep the fight standing, outbox Olson, and eventually get that knockout. So Brennan Ward by KO or TKO. Next fight after that, Charlie Ontiveros fights Michael Venom Page. Ontiveros, 6-3 record, 1 win by TKO, 2 wins by sub. Also has 3 losses by KO or TKO. 24 years old, he's 6'2", whereas Page is 6'3". He's trading wins and losses right now. He's coming off a win. And he's fought all of his fights out of Legacy Fighting Championships. Even his amateur fights were through the Legacy Amateur system. And then, like, all of his pro fights are in Legacy Fighting. He does have a Taekwondo background with some good kicks. His punching ain't that great. I saw his most previous fight. And, he seems a bit tentative. I remember even the announcers were talking about it, where he throws a lot of single strikes. He's not always pushing forward. I didn't get to see too much of his grappling game, too. Michael Page, 8-0, undefeated record. 5 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub. 28 years old, 6'3", training out of London Shoot Fighters. He's a range striker. He has a style of kickboxing. I believe it's kickboxing. That's his base. And he fights at range. If you give him space, he will dance around. He's real unorthodox. He has a real hands-down style, but he's pretty heavy-handed and likes to taunt his opponent. His takedown defense so far is shown to be pretty good, too. I mean, I don't see why Michael Venom Page stylistically should be able to beat Ontiveros here. Page, more heavier-handed, quicker reflexes. I think I can see Page just styling on Ontiveros here. Michael Venom Page by KO or TKO. Next fight after that, and I think it's probably the most competitive fight on this card in my opinion. Isao Kobayashi fights Goiti Yamauchi. Yamauchi, 18-2 record, 1 win by KO, 4 wins by sub, or 14 wins by sub. 22 years old on a 2-fight win streak. He has some strong Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills. He's good off his back. And his stand-up, as shown in his that one fight against Richmond, greatly improving Muay Thai game. Isao Kobayashi, 18-2 record with 4 draws. 8 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub. 26 years old on a 2-fight win streak. So I watched not his most recent fight against Will Chope, which he won. I watched his fight against Marlon Sandro. I liked his boxing. He did get dropped and hit clean. I also saw his fight against Tokadome. He's still a guy that does get hit clean. His overall, but like I said, I liked his boxing. He moved his head pretty well. Seemed to have thrown in combination. He knows when to go in and go out. His grappling looked good. I didn't get to see too much of it. He showed some offensive takedown ability. Seemed pretty confident on the ground. Like I said, I really like this fight. Both are still young. Both have very similar records. 18-2. Kobayashi just has four more fights, with those 4 being draws. I feel Kobayashi might have the better hands, whereas Yamauchi might be a little more, has a little more variety. I think Yamauchi's going to have the better ground game. So I'm going to go Goiti Yamauchi by decision. I think this should be a really good fight. I'm actually greatly looking forward to this fight. I do like what I see out of Kobayashi. I think he's one of the better Japanese prospects out there right now. And from the fights I've seen, he looks pretty solid. I've been really liking Goiti Yamauchi's progression so far. Both have beaten some good competition. Like I said, Yamauchi beat Richmond recently. Kobayashi has beaten Will Chope, had a draw with Patino, and beat Sandro. So they beat some pretty decent guys. I think Yamauchi has a little more edge and variety here, though. But great fight nonetheless. Yamauchi by decision. On to the prelims. A lot of these guys I have not seen or bothered to watch, really. I have seen Matt Bessette. He fights Kevin Roddy. Roddy, 15-15 record with 1 draw and 1 no contest. 12 wins by sub, 3 wins by decision. Has 2 losses by KO TKO and 5 losses by sub on a 2-fight win streak. Training out of Pellegrino MMA. Matt Bessette's 15-7 record. 4 wins by KO TKO, 4 wins by sub, 30 years old. Bessette's probably going to be most well known for beating Diego Nunes in Bellator. He's not particularly special in any one aspect of MMA. He's a solid enough striker, a solid enough grappler, but he doesn't specialize in any one of those skills. One thing about Bessette, though, he's real game. He's a guy he can be behind on the scorecards and still be fighting. to get the win. So I think that toughness and gameness is really his biggest strength. Against a guy like Roddy, I think it's enough for him to get the win. So Matt Bessette for the win there. Next round that, Jeremie Holloway fights Matt Secor. Secor, 6-2 record, 5 wins by sub, 1 win by decision, 29 years old, 2-fight win streak. I have seen Secor fight. He actually has a good wrestling game, has a good shot, and his overall grappling game is solid. His stand-up's actually improving, but his bread and butter really is getting that takedown and working his top game. Jeremie Holloway, 7-0, undefeated record, 3 wins by KO TKO, 2 wins by sub, 31 years old. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any video of Holloway here, so I'm going to go with Matt Secor to win this one. Next fight after that, Marius Enache fights Pete Rogers. Haven't seen video of any of these guys, so Enache, I don't even know if I pronounced his name right, 2-3 record, both wins by decision, 2 losses by KO TKO, he's 39 years old. Pete Rogers, 2-2 record with both wins by sub, 40 years old. I'll go with Pete Rogers for the win. Next fight after that, Keenan fights Walter Smith-Cotito. Smith-Cotito, 3-3 record with 1 no contest, 1 win by KO, 1 win by sub. I've not seen any, you know what? I've not seen any video of any of these fighters coming up. So from here on out, pick'ems, okay? However, with Bellator, you'll see a lot of guys with winning records versus .500 guys or guys with losing records and stuff like that. So sometimes you can just pick based on that and get it right. Keenan, 7-2 record, 2 wins by KO TKO, 4 wins by sub. He's trading wins and losses. I'll go with Keenan. So at that, Billy Giovanella fights Brennan Polcare. Polcare has 1 pro MMA fight with that 1 win being by sub. Giovanella, 8-4 record, 3 wins by KO TKO, 3 wins by sub. He also has 2 losses by KO TKO, 30 years old, 2-fight losing streak. Even though he's on a losing streak, I mean, he has so much more experience. So I'll go with Billy Giovanella to win that. Next fight, that Keenan Raymond fights Damien Trites. Damien Trites, 6-6 record, 1 win by TKO, 5 wins by sub. His 2 losses by sub. He's 36 years old. He is a finisher. Keenan Raymond, 2-1 record with 1 win by sub, 1 win by decision. I'll go with Keenan Raymond to win that one. Next fight after that, TJ Hepburn fights Sam Watford. Watford has no pro MMA belts, and he's 0-1 as an amateur with that 1 loss by decision. TJ Hepburn, 4-1 record, 1 win by TKO, 2 wins by sub. I'll go with the guy with actual pro MMA fights, TJ Hepburn for the win. Next fight after that, Ilya Kotau fights Kemran Lachinov. Lachinov, 1-1 record, 1 win by TKO, 1 loss by decision. Kotau, 1-0 record with that 1 win being by submission. He's 6'2", so he's pretty tall. He trains out of ATT Connecticut. I'll go with Ilya Kotau for the win there. Finally, Kevin Haley fights Mike Zichel. Haley, 3-3 record, 1 win by TKO, 1 win by sub, 2 losses by sub. He's pretty tall, actually, 6'2", but he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Mike Zichel, 7-3 record, 6 wins by KO TKO, 1 win by sub, 2 losses by submission. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and he has a finisher. I'll go with Mike Zichel for the win there. Okay, to recap, I have Brendan Halsey beating Rafael Carvalho, Brendan Ward over Dennis Olson, Michael Page over Charlie Ontiveros, Goiti Yamauchi beating Isao Kobayashi. On the prelims, Matt Bessette over Kevin Roddy, Matt Secor over Jeremie Holloway, Pete Rogers beating Marius Enache, Keenan over Walter Smith-Cotito, Billy Giovanella over Brennan Polcare, Keenan Raymond beating Damien Trites, TJ Hepburn over Sam Watford, Ilya Kotau over Kemran Lachinov, and Mike Zichel over Kevin Haley. So that's it for my predictions for Bellator 144, Halsey versus Carvalho. If you have any comments, just leave them below. And that's it for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.